Hi everyone, welcome to the Pie of Genius podcast. My name is Jeff. I'm a business and executive coach. And one of the ways that I help leaders and managers and business owners really amplify their impact is to give them an opportunity to share their story. And I always find it fascinating when you get to hear not just what someone does, but the story and the people behind it. And I'm sure that you will too. So welcome to this episode. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please subscribe and share it with your friends. All right, guys, enjoy the episode. Hi, everyone. This is Jeff, and I'm on location today at SaviBank in downtown Friday Harbor with Scott Sluis, who is the commercial loan officer here. And so welcome, Scott.
Thank you. Great.
So tell me a little bit about what a loan officer does and what you guys offer.
Contrary to popular opinion, we don't just sit at our desk and say no all day.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know that. Mm-hmm. But commercial lender, and I do some consumer lending too, just to kind of clarify. But the main focus of my position all day is to do commercial lending, which is to help small businesses obtain the financial loans that they need to whether it's real estate or equipment, but it enables them to purchase items or get working capital for their business.
Gotcha. Is there like a size of business that's limited to, or is it like?
No.
Anything?
To relate this just to our local community, we've done loans for everything as small as the King's Market, not to say them specifically, right. but that large a company to, small one doing business as type sole entrepreneur businesses as well.
Got it. Good. So can you share an example of how you or someone on your staff has either, put a smile on someone's face, made someone's day?
Sure.
Yeah.
For me in my position, I try and realize that the people, 99% of the people I'm helping are super busy, right? You have the guy that lays tile all day. And so a lot of the process of getting a commercial loan is a little bit cumbersome and takes that person a little bit away from what they need to make money doing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So an example of what I try and do in my particular position is I try and be very available for my borrowers. So an example of that is I have a local contractor that was on site doing his job, making his money, and he needed to have his loan closed. And in this particular situation, because he was on the other side of the island, and it was going to be a little bit tough for him to leave the job site and come in to just sign a few papers, I went and met him at the job site. Signed the papers there, made sure everything was fine as far as what needed to be completed, and then came back to the office and funded his loan for him. He couldn't say, it was kind of fun because I had a couple contractors come in and say, so-and-so said I got to come in here because he was just blown away that you came out to his job site to sign papers instead of him having to leave the job site and come in. And so I try and do that for my clients, be very available because that's my job. My job is to facilitate the loan process. Your job is to make money, continue doing what you're doing,
right.
and I try not to interrupt that process as much as possible.
That whole process and not be like one more barrier they have to get over to get the loan they need.
Sorry, man, I'm here in my office, and when you can get here, I try not to do that because it really is my job. A lot of people are like, wow, you went out of your way, but it really is kind of I think it's the one thing I've offered my whole career, and I've been in banking for over 25 years. It's something I've always done. I have met, and there's some current officers I work with and that I see that are my competitors, that they'll sit at their desk and just say, I'm waiting for so-and-so to come in to do this or that. And they wonder how I get my things done. That's how I do it. I go to them.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
So kind of a follow-up to that. I mean, it sounds like you're kind of, my question was going to be, what might set you apart, you here at SaviBank, or you like from maybe your competitor? Anything else you can think of?
Yeah, totally.
What might come up that like why SaviBank versus, we won't say what the other people are, but just why SaviBank? The advantage.
I don't beat down the competition.
No.
I've worked for some of the competitors, so I have to be give them their props. They've helped my career along its path, so I don't have any ill feelings there. But what sets us apart is that we are truly local. Not sure if people know the story of how SaviBank ever made it to San Juan Island, Friday Harbor specifically, and now we have a location in Orcas Island as well. Is that we were working for the former Islanders Bank, a small 3-branch bank that catered to the local community. And when the current competitor came into town, it was a little bit obvious to us that they were not going to be as receptive to our current portfolio. And so in a different kind of a way that things go, we went and interviewed banks to try and find who we thought would fit our community and be able to help our client base. We explained very specifically who our clients are, what kind of borrowers we have, what the community is like, and what they were coming into. And so we wanted to make sure who we partnered with as a bank was going to be accepting of our client base. And so that's how we came to partner with SaviBank. Yeah. So that's why we feel we have that kind of competitive edge in the loan arena, especially. But I think as a bank, holistically, we're a better, I think, fit for this community because we understand it. We live here, and we understand what it takes to get loans done here.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that small town, we are an island, and the community of that. Is there anything you'd like to highlight that people might be interested in that's either happening now or just like something you with the loan department or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously at this particular day, right. The rates are kind of out of control, but we feel like they've topped out and they're coming back into a little bit better range of realistic ability to lend, and people feel like they can get out and borrow again. They're not great like they were. I think that time when the rates were as low as they were, which is in the 3s and low 4s, could probably be done. You hate to say never because that was said before, and then there we went to 3s, right? So, but the highlight now is that we're open for business. There's obviously there's a lot of rumors, or people feel like banks aren't lending because of rates or because people can't qualify. Again, back to us being local, we really do find a way to get deals done, even if I've had people come in and have bad credit. I've had people come in and maybe not currently have the cash flow that would support a loan, but we truly try and find a way to get things done. So just want people to know we do want to do business. We do want to do loans. We don't want to lend to people that we don't feel should be borrowing money, and that's for their own good. That's not because we'd like to say no.
Right.
It's for your own good. And I've had people where I've turned them down seriously come back to me and say thank you, because they said, I would really be in a bad way if I had that extra $500 a month payment right now. And I didn't know it at the time. I just wanted money in my pocket, but I didn't think about the down the road part of that. And so we really do try and take people's best interests in mind. We don't say no to just say no.
Got it. Good.
If that makes sense.
That does make sense. No, and that, I mean, it's thinking of, what's best for them, what's best for you. It's kind of, it's a holistic approach, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
So what is one thing that you love about your job?
There's a lot. I think the thing I like the most is having a borrower come through, or a business that I've met come in and ask for help, or generally there are businesses that need to go to the next whatever. It could be someone that's just starting out, so they're going to the startup part, or they just started and they're going to the I'm growing phase. And my favorite part of my job is to see that business thriving and know I had a little piece of that. I one of the examples I use all the time is when I worked at a former bank in a different state. I had a borrower that I met that was an ATM company. So they put ATMs in,
locate whatever.
Yeah, you see them around town in Friday Harbor. Similar to that. came to me, and it's a kind of a risky business because they're dealing in a lot of cash. But they couldn't get, I couldn't get like a $25,000 line of credit approved for them. It was that like crazy for the bank to think about doing. But we really pushed and persevered and got through the process. And years later, that company, I mean, they ended up with I think close to $1 million line of credit over time.
Yeah.
But I remember them coming back to me and thanking me for that small loan and getting them to the point of where they were able to sell their business for $40 million. Wow. Do I get a piece of that? No.
But satisfaction.
But satisfaction.
Played a part in making that happen.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
So that's the fun part, is to watch these, and there are the failures that happen. Another fun story is that I used to work in Utah, and I'd help somebody open a business. And I moved here to Friday Harbor, and I think it was 2 years after I was here, I got a text on my phone, and it was a picture of a check, and the caption said, "We are making our final payment on that loan that you got us several years ago, and we wanted to thank you again for helping us."
Yeah.
And that was a big loan. So, and they were just chipping away at it, making principal payments. And so that was a really great feeling.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, great. So if any of you are out there that have, a business and, need a loan, I'm assuming they can just walk in and talk to you or call you on the phone. And we talked earlier off camera. You said you make the process really simple for people. They can just come in, get some information. You don't have to do a loan if you come in. Yeah. And you can kind of see if it'll work or not work. And it's not scary at all.
That's the thing I also like to offer is there's people out there they're a little bit scared because they're not sure they qualify or whatever, and they don't really want to go into a bank. I do offer, you don't even have to do the loan with me. I offer just to sit down like we're having here, where you ask me questions. What do you need to qualify for loan? What's the process like? The process is pretty much the same. It's like I say, banks are selling the same white t-shirt. We all have the same products, all the same services. It's who's going to take better care of you, who's going to service you better. And we like to think that we take that to another level here, mainly because we live here and we know our clients really well. But I'm happy to just have conversations free of charge. I'll even buy you coffee. But yeah, feel free to just contact me. I'm more than happy to just have a conversation. It doesn't have to lead anywhere.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Scott.
Hey, thank you. This has been great.
So if you're interested in loan or just learning about it, just come in, talk to Scott. I'll put all the contact info in the show notes down below. And until next time, you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.